clicked on this video, you're probably expecting a list of hobbies to pick up or stories to memorize so you sound more impressive at parties. That's not what this is. Because the real reason people lose interest in you mid-conversation has almost nothing to do with what you've done, and everything to do with one habit most guys don't even know they have. Last year, I was at a dinner with a group of people I barely knew, and I decided this was my chance to make a good impression. So I did what felt natural. I told my best stories. The trip I'd taken, the funny thing that happened at work, a joke I'd been saving. I was talking, gesturing, hitting my punchlines, and at some point, I looked up and noticed the guy across from me nodding along while quietly checking his phone under the table. Not rude about it, just checked out. And it hit me that I couldn't actually tell you a single thing about him, because I hadn't asked. I'd spent the entire dinner performing instead of talking to anyone. I'm telling you this because if you've ever left a conversation feeling like you gave it everything and still watch someone's eyes glaze over, you're not broken and you're not boring. You're just aiming at the wrong target, and almost everyone does this at some point. Here's the actual mechanism. We assume being interesting means having enough impressive material, the right stories, the right achievements, the right opinions, so that when we finally get the floor, people are locked in. So we treat conversations like a stage. We wait for our turn to talk instead of actually listening, because in our head, being memorable means being the one who talks the most. But think about the people you actually walked away from thinking, that person was fascinating. I'd bet most of them didn't talk that much about themselves at all. They asked you something specific. They followed up on it. They remembered a detail from 10 minutes earlier and brought it back up. You left that conversation feeling interesting, and you gave them credit for it. That's the whole trick, and it's not really a trick. People don't remember you as interesting because of what you said about yourself. They remember how you made them feel while they were talking. A conversation where one person just performs is a wall. Everything bounces off it and stays where it started. A conversation where someone is genuinely curious is more like a mirror. It reflects the other person back at themselves, sharper and more interesting than they usually get to see, and they associate that feeling with you. So the fix isn't collecting more stories. It's asking one real follow-up question instead of jumping in with your own version of the story the second someone finishes talking. It's noticing something specific about what someone said and actually being curious about it, not just waiting for a gap to insert your next line. That one shift changes how every conversation you have feels, to the other person and to you. Now, this doesn't mean go silent and just interview people all night. Nobody wants to talk to a guy with no opinions and no life of his own either. You still need things going on, goals, hobbies, a point of view, because curiosity without any substance behind it reads as fake pretty fast. But the substance is the floor, not the ceiling. It's supposed to fund your side of the conversation, not dominate it. I never talked to that guy from the dinner again, so I don't know if he thought I was boring or just tired that night. But I stopped trying to find out by talking more. Now I try to leave every conversation knowing one specific thing about the other person that I didn't know at the start. Funny enough, people started telling me I'm fun to talk to. I didn't get more interesting. I just started listening like they already were. I'll see you in the next one.